Howdy folks, Grok the DuckFarmer here, and let's talk modded Minecraft. In fact, let's talk about 3 related mods: the Chickens mod, Roosts mod, and Hatchery mod. Now, these 3 mods are all built around the idea of getting resources from chickens. And I'm not talking about, getting some eggs or, maybe some cooked chicken meat. No, I'm talking about good resources. And let's take a look at the chickens mod first. There are a bunch of chickens that you can make from this mod, but there are 6 of them that you cannot breed up. Typically, they are spawned on the world. So here's the bone meal, the flint, the log, and the sand chicken, which spawn in the overworld. And then there's the nether quartz and the soul sand chicken, which appear in the nether. And this guy is missing legs, and I don't know why. But it doesn't seem to affect him, so I'm going to let it go. And then these guys are producing resources. You can see there's some flint and there's some nether quartz. These guys produce a bunch of resources, which is mighty handy. And you can breed them up and you can do all sorts of things to get tons and tons of resources. See, here's all different types of chickens available for you. And it just takes a little bit of work. Now, one of the things that you'll want to do is when you take a look at your chickens, you say, "Hi there, chicken. How are you doing? Are you doing great? You are? Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and breed up some chickens. I'm going to take this chicken here and breed him with that ink chicken there." So let's click on him and click on him, and these 2 guys are going to breed together and give me an ink chicken. Hey, there he is. Hey there, little guy. And you can breed them up and make them better. But how do you know that they're better? We'll give him a little bit of a seed to make him grow faster. But how do you know that they're better? Well, you can make a chicken analyzer, which is pretty easy to make. It's just a chicken egg and a compass. But you can click on these chickens, and it'll tell you the stats. This guy is a 1-1-1 chicken. 1 growth, 1 gain, 1 strength. Now, growth deals with how fast the chicken grows up. How often it will lay and reproduce is dependent on that growth. So a 10 growth chicken is way faster than a 1 speed chicken. Gain is the amount of items these guys will produce. So this is an ink black chicken. He's going to produce ink sacs, and at levels 1, 2, 3, and 4, you'll get 1 ink sac. 5 through 9, you'll get 2 ink sacs, and once he gets all the way up to gain 10, you'll get 3 egg sacs or ink sacs from this guy. Or likewise from the bone meal chicken, you'll get a 10. At level 10, you'll get a 3 bone meal. Now this guy, and strength. Strength is the ability of the parent to pass on its traits to the offspring. Now, this guy was a 1-1-1, and that chicken over there, let's take a quick gander at him. He's also a 1-1-1, so they really can't pass on much, but they will improve their offspring. So if we take a look at this guy, he's a 3-3-2. Now, if I were to breed this guy with the ink black chicken, or if I were to have a 10-10-10 chicken and a 1-1-1, there's a good chance that a lot of the high numbers from this chicken will pass on to the offspring. So if you have a 10-10-10 and a 1-1-1 of the same species, then you may get something like a 9-8-10, something like that. It's interesting to see. Now, the other thing you can do is you can make new types of chickens. Hi there. Let's go ahead and make a new type of chicken. I'm going to take this bone white chicken and breed him with this flint chicken. And hopefully we will get an interesting split. We did. We got an iron chicken in the mix. Now, if we take a look at our chicken analyzer, this was a 1-1-1, and this is a 2-3-3 bone white chicken, but our iron chicken is a 1-1-1. Because no matter what the parents are, they could have both been 10-10-10s, and when you breed a brand new species out of the chicken, it's going to be a 1-1-1 from the beginning. Nothing more you can do about that. That's just the way it is. But the sooner you can breed these guys up to the 10-10-10 level, they'll be giving you lots of drops and faster, which is really cool. Now, if we take a look at this, here's the iron chickens. And it shows you there's the bone white chicken and the flint chicken have a 20% chance, so 1 out of 5% chance of getting an iron chicken out of it. So I'm glad I got that. And there's a bunch of other resources too that you can take a look at, like orange chicken. that's a yellow chicken plus a red chicken. It gives you an orange chicken. Or you can make an orange chicken and throw it for a chance of getting a chicken out of it. And the orange is just some dye and the egg. And that's true for all these top ones. Now, some of the other ones are a lot more difficult. Go to one that's here. Prismarine requires a lapis blue, which you can make from lapis, plus a water chicken, which is a snowball chicken, plus a gunpowder chicken, which is a flint plus a sand. But you also need the snowball, which is a log plus a lapis. So you can see there's a bunch of these that all kind of interconnect. But you can breed up quite a bunch of these. Now, you can use all sorts of different ways of getting the resources off of them, like putting them on hoppers and collect up the resources that way. Or you can make a hen house, and it will use hay to gather up the resources that it picks up. I can't put any resources in here. I can't put it. So it will gather the resources. You just saw an ink sac flicker through, and I've got refined storage picking up over here, so I can pick up the items over here. Now, one of the things that is an interesting chicken, if you find a regular chicken like this and you try to hit him with the analyzer, you get nothing. But if you feed him a book, here, eat this book. Nom 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 nom. Oh, he becomes a dead chicken because he's in the barrier wall. But he becomes a smart chicken and will actually start producing just regular eggs. And it allows you to breed him up to 10, 10, 10 and get really fast egg production. You know, making cakes, omelets, you know, mayonnaise, whatever you're going to use with eggs. I don't know. Go wild. The Roosts mod builds up on chickens, and it gives us 3 new blocks to play with. There's this block which will gather up items, which is mighty handy, the Roost Collector, and it does it in a 9x9 area, up to 3 above it. And so I've got some gold chickens over here producing. You can see the count of how fast they're progressing to give me some gold nuggets. Give me gold nuggets. And down in this corner, we've got redstone chickens producing redstone, and it will gather all of those. And I could fill up this entire area with all sorts of roosts, and this roost collector will collect the items. And again, I'm piping it into my system over here. And I'm going to go ahead. Oh, one thing worth calling out, nuggets. You get gold nuggets. You don't get gold ingots. So sad. The other thing is making this chicken catcher out of the egg, a stick, and a bit of feather gives you the chance to turn these entity chickens into items. Come here, you. And so now they're items here instead of, you know, being all the living creatures running around, and you can pull them out. You know, sit there and toss them on the ground again, and they're entities like that. And if you right click, they're back again as a living creature, which will run around and escape. So, grab them again. So you can sit there and move those guys around, which is very nice. It's much easier to move them about, put them into these roosts so that they produce for you. The other option is you can also do breeding with these chickens. And so this is the breeder, and these two are occupied. That's why the curtain is closed for privacy. And over here we've got redstone chickens, and these are 111s. And you can see we've bred up some. Let's go ahead and pull these guys out and put these ones that have bred up a little bit, and we'll let them breed up and get higher numbers. So this is a 333, and that's a 233, and we should get some 4s and 5s when they start breeding up. Over here, we've got yellow and iron chickens, and that should give me gold when it breeds. And it had that exclamation mark on there saying that it didn't have any seeds, just to kind of let me know that that was a problem. So you can see the progress is going along. This is much, much slower than this one because there's a whole lot of chickens in here and there's just the 2. So if you have, the more chickens you can get, the faster the breeding will go. But all the same chicken eggs that we saw with the chickens mod, there are these entities from Roost which allows you to pick them up and move them around. And that's the difference between these two. You can breed pretty quickly with this in a single block, as opposed to having to hunt people down. Oh, hey, I got a gold chicken at the very first breed. That's pretty nice. The Hatchery mod adds a couple new blocks to the game that are pretty handy. Behind me there are some nests there on the ground, and you can put eggs into the nests, and that will allow 100% chance of the eggs growing, as opposed to just tossing them on the ground and hoping that one of them bursts out. They grow faster with the redstone lamp over on top of them. There is the feeder here. You give it to right-click it with seeds, and it will fill up. And you can see it looks like it's about half full right now with seeds. Behind there is the nursery monitor, and any small baby animals, in this case we're talking chickens, that are on this side are fine. But as soon as they grow up and then move, and you can see they're kind of pulled in front of there, as soon as they grow up and move, they will get zipped through to the other side where just the adults are. And that's a great way of separating out your chickens. And I think just one went and grew up and went. Over here are the nesting pens. Now these are similar to the roosts over there, but there's no separate breeder versus growing resources pen. Now if we take a look at these, they're pretty interesting. They've got their own little inventory, which you can pull out with all sorts of different methods. In fact, some of those methods will also work there, but you could put a hopper or any sort of duct around them and that will work. But the interesting thing is, if you want to level up your chicken, where over here you need 2 in the breeders, you can just have 1, and you can see this one's giving me feathers, chicken manure, which is new to Hatchery. It will produce whatever resources it's producing, as well as better quality eggs. So if I were to want to grow another one, I would grab this. It's a 233 as opposed to a 322. So it's a slightly higher stats. Come over here, stick that in to grow. I mean, creative, so it always duplicates things. And then I'd take the next one and I would toss it on the ground to see if that would grow me one. Because if it does, I'll swap this guy out and go with a higher stat chicken and then just continue on. And that's how you can get better chickens using just the nesting pen. And you can see up there it says the next drop is in 17, 16, 15 seconds. If you crouch, you can see what's inside the inventory. And over time, you can, as these chickens grow, you swap these out, you can get better and better chickens out of this. What are you going to give me? More feathers and chicken manure. Yay! Now, if you want to crossbreed your chickens, you want to have them next to each other. Notice how these are all kind of no adjacent in any of the cardinal directions. These guys, because they're next to each other, have a chance of crossbreeding. So the cocoa brown and the glowstone have a chance of making a netherwort chicken. And so you're getting cocoa beans in here because that's what the cocoa brown chicken produces. You're also getting some glowstone chicken eggs because you'll get some of the eggs from both of the parents in the pens. Oh, interesting. The cocoa brown has come over here as well as the netherwort. Now, if both of these guys were 10, 10, 10, and they produce a combined egg, it's going to be 1, 1, 1 again. That's just the way this works. But you do get the resources and lots of chicken manure. So one of the other things that is introduced is the net. So you can sit there and grab one of these mobs, and Creative always keeps spitting out new nets for me. So that allows you to pick up these passive animals, cow, sheep, chickens, whatever, and you can move them in and out of these here. And the last one just got moved away. So that certainly is a way of doing some breeding and gathering resources. Again, the chicken feeder, you can see it's got about 110 seeds out of 200. It will help grow the chickens in a region around it. I think it's a 4x4, but I'm not sure if it counts itself, because this is a 4x4 if you don't count yourself. If you are counting yourself, the total one it's a 9x9. So, what you go. This over here is how you can speed up your growth of chickens. You can see it's right now, it's 30% hatched. And there's a sneaky thing. If you put one egg in here, grow it up to say like 95%, pull that egg out and put another egg in, sometimes I see that the hatching amount remains with the nest and not the egg. But I'm not sure if that's a bug or not. Now, one of the interesting things you can also get, let's grab one of these, stick it over here. One of the interesting things with these is the speed at which you can grow eggs. So you've got an option of without a redstone lamp or with a redstone lamp. And with a redstone lamp definitely helps. It's about a third faster if you have the redstone lamp there. But then there's also the option of coming up and standing over the chicken, just like this. Let's come back here. There we go. And then the question is, do you crouch over the chicken to keep it nice and warm, or do you stand? Which makes the chicken grow faster? Well, I've done the work for you. And the surprising answer is standing works better than crouching. You'd think that, chickens crouch over their eggs. Wouldn't a person do that too? Nope, doesn't help. Well, being here helps. So here's the graphic with the numbers. On the left is without a redstone lamp. The blue is the base nest, the orange is crouching over it, and the gray is standing. And to the right is the same 3 tests, but done with a redstone lamp over me. And so you can see, yes, being there definitely helps them grow better, but growing them, standing or crouching, you might as well just stand. That way you're not worrying your hand anyway. So what you can do is you could have something set up to automatically put eggs into the nest underneath the redstone lamp, and you just stand there in AFK. You have in front of you the feeder here that allows you to automatically feed the chickens to grow faster, and then you have a nursery monitor that will pull the babies out of your area into some other place where you can kill them, or whatever you want to do with your chickens. And there you go. Those are the 3 mods dealing with chickens. Hatchery, I'll talk a little bit more. There's the fertilized dirt that you can make where you take the chicken manure and surround it around a piece of dirt. You get the fertilized dirt. You can hoe that to make fertilized farmland, and you can plant your crops and they get random bone meal effects. So that is very nice. You can also take the manure, make blocks, or use the manure as itself and make power out of it. You can shred up the feathers and get plastic out of that. You can make lucky eggs from the plastic and leftover eggs you've got, and the lucky egg machine allows you to just get some random chest loot out of it. Pretty basic stuff, but not going to really cover those here, mainly because we're talking about chickens, growing them up, and getting resources. And there you go. There's the 3 mods: chickens, roosts, and hatchery. And together they work pretty nice in getting a whole bunch of resources, and that's kind of what you're really looking for, is resources, unless you need a friend. Anyway, this has been Grok the Duck Farmer here, talking a little bit about chickens. And thanks for watching. Bye.